Hey, it's Johnny here, and today we're going to be exploring multiple theories regarding Volcanion's origins. As many of you know, there are many mysteries surrounding Volcanion. What is the Pokemon's origin and story? The first theory we're going to be talking about is Volcanion a man-made Pokemon? Did someone in the Pokemon universe create this Pokemon? Like Mewtwo or Porygon? It's quite a possibility. With new details about Pokemon X and Y and Z, the movie states that Volcanion hates humans. Why would Volcanion hate humans? What have humans have done to this Pokemon in order to make it feel this way? As we've seen it before, Mewtwo hated humans because they created him. Now Volcanion has a really odd appearance as well, almost as if it wasn't a Pokemon created by Arceus. He has two different types, which is fire and water, something that has never been before seen in Pokemon. In the Pokédex entries from Oras and X and Y, it states it expels its internal steam from the arms on its back. It has enough power to blow away a mountain. And the other one states it lets out billows of steam and disappears into the dense fog. It's said to live in the mountains where humans do not tread. This Pokemon is so powerful it can destroy mountains. That in itself it causes concerns. Its second entry even states that it's said to live in the mountains where humans do not tread. It literally stays away from humans, probably due to disliking them. Now we're going to be looking at the events for Volcanion in Oras and X and Y, where you show Volcanion to two different people who speak of Volcanion. The first guy in Oras states, "Hot diggity, that's a Volcanion you have there, isn't it?" As far as I know, the people in that group are the only ones in history to have seen this Pokemon. This leaves you questioning, which group of people could that be? Meaning no one else has spotted this Pokemon ever. It could have been a group of scientists in a laboratory for all we know. The guy goes on and tells you they made a top secret special about Volcanion. He gives you the option to choose from 3 different clips. When you play part 1, it states, "This special edition of MVTV Explorations of the Ancient World." When they state ancient world, this kind of leaves me thinking this Pokemon is not man-made. If they are doing explorations of the ancient world, wouldn't it mean that it may have already existed long before humans could even have made this Pokemon? Which would prove that it's not a man-made Pokemon, but who knows. Then it states, "Join us in the swamplands of Kalos region where we found a mythical Volcanion. Explorer B-Boss, there it is, Volcanion." Brandon states, "Get back, if it blows it could send a huge mountain flying. It can change moisture into superheated steam in an instant with its internal organs." Talking about the internal organs, does that mean that humans could have made some type of core that would allow this Pokemon to do this? Or is it just born with it? Then it goes on to part 2 where it states, "Join us in the untouched woodlands of Sinnoh region where we found a mythical Volcanion." Then more dialogue of Brandon. Then it states, "It's used those to suck in the moisture to turn it into thick fog." That would explain all the fog in Sinnoh region. Then part 3 mentions, "Join us in a desert island in the Johto region where we found a mythical Volcanion." Brandon states, "Oh, get back, an explosion from Volcanion can even change the mountain ranges into plains. This Pokemon can even change the land forms." Then it states, "It's thought that the ancient land masses were formed in that way." Now if you're wondering who is Brandon, well, it is believed to be the Battle Frontier leader, Pyramid King Brandon. Since this is Oras, it would make sense Brandon would be an explorer in the Oras timeline because Battle Frontier was still under construction. Moving on to X and Y, you go to the press and talk to the lady. She states that she is so surprised that you caught Volcanion, who she's been looking for 15 years. She then states you can read her memo. The first memo, "The Secret of the Power." On the XX day of the XX month, at the Pokemon Daycare on Route 7, about the extraordinary power that Volcanion is said to possess. Discussed with its top breeder, who's very familiar with the ecology of Pokemon, drew the following deduction in order to cause a steam explosion powerful enough to blow up mountains. The Pokemon must have an organ with extremely high temperatures that can instantly vaporize water to steam. That kind of organ is unheard of in the ecology of Pokemon, but Volcanion may have it. When they stated the organ, it led me thinking, could Volcanion have had different form before the organ was added to it? Could it have been humans who caused the experiments on Volcanion, making it an internal organ that would make it powerful, and thus why Volcanion hates humans? Or could it have been entirely created by humans? The reason I bring up the experiments of a man-made organ for Volcanion is for the way that it's stated. Let's read that again. That kind of organ is unheard of in the ecology of Pokemon. Then it states, but Volcanion may have it. So Volcanion existed way before the organ was even made. It could indeed been a Pokemon who suffered through experiments. The other two memos basically talk about Volcanion disappearing into the fog and that it destroyed the mountains where humans could live. Now, I know the anime and movie video games are not canon to each other, but many times the anime reveals new forms or things in general that may be similar to both worlds, but just told differently. One more detail it states about the movie is that Ash is somehow linked to Volcanion by a device, which leaves both unable to separate, maybe the internal organ. Then they run off to the mechanical place. This mechanical place, it sounds really interesting. Could it have been that humans were creating Volcanion in the mechanical place, or are they using it for its abilities? But who knows. Coming to an end, it is definitely an interesting Pokemon who I can't wait to see for more information on of its true origins. Remember, this is all speculation, nothing has been confirmed by Pokemon. He could even be an alien for all we know. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to leave a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this theory, or let me know your own theories about the origins of Volcanion that you think may be true. Anyways, if you want to check out some of my previous videos, make sure to click on the two boxes in the middle to go ahead and check them out. Thanks.